Welcome to the Freedom in 5 Minutes podcast, the podcast where we make 5-minute decisions that can change your business, your relationships, and your life. Hey, this is Dean Soto with freedomin5minutes.com and prosulum.com, and we're here again for another Freedom in 5 Minutes podcast episode. Today's topic is, I'm about to collide with you, but don't take it personally. That and more coming up. Okay, cool. So another day, another podcast, and we are feeling good, feeling frisky. Oh, it's nighttime over here in the country, in California. Beautiful, not clear sky, California, where it is just, what are you eating, dog? And my dog is yet again eating something that I don't know what it is. Anyway, I'm going to ignore the dog for now, and if it dies from something that it's eating, it will die. Maybe it's a cracker or something. Anyway, man, I can tell you one thing, that the beautiful California weather is not the case because of all those fires, and I just hope those things die out so nobody else gets hurt or displaced or anything like that. Horrible situation that's going on over here. But anyway, I'm going to jump right into the podcast. I don't want to get too much into the bad vibes of everything that's going on, which is horrible compared. I mean, it puts everything into perspective, right? I mean, you could be losing your house right now to a fire and losing all your neighbors and everything else and trying to figure out what the heck you're going to do. Or you can make some tough decisions, which we're going to talk about right now. All right. So earlier late last week, I sent off an email. To somebody who is partially my client, and I'm also a client of theirs as well. And so it was kind of weird. It was a little bit odd. Good job, baby. Good job going pee-pee. Okay, she just went pee-pee. Yes, and that was on my podcast. I don't know if I had to make this explicit or not. Anyway, so he is a client, but I'm also a client of his when it comes to real estate. And there's two properties that he sold me that have been vacant for the last 8 months, I believe. It's pretty much, it's 7 or 8 months. And obviously, you don't go and buy properties, you don't go and buy real estate so that you can lose money. Because those two properties themselves make less. So I have 7 properties total of investment properties. They make, in a perfect world, without those two, if I didn't have those two properties, I'd be making about an extra, $1,250 or $1,500 around there. But it is not the case. Those two properties alone decimate my entire cash flow. It brings it way down. So on top of that, I actually have one other property that went vacant. So from the calculations that I have, I'm about net negative $1,500 every month, which is not that big of a deal. It honestly is not that big of a deal. What pisses me off though, and the reason why I sent off the email was because I was getting no information whatsoever. There was no apologies. There was no sorry. Hey, this is what we're doing. This is what's going on. I know it's been a long time. Whatever it might be. I had nothing. I had no information whatsoever. And so I had to do something that was not in my nature. Okay? It was not something that was in my nature. You can actually let her inside because she just went pee-pee. That's my daughter. Go ahead. You can close the door.
Okay.
Good job. Okay. So, dog is in there. I'm all good. So, the thing is that the biggest thing was I was getting no information whatsoever. And that was the most frustrating part of this whole thing. Not good at all, right? Well, I finally had enough. I basically said, you know what? I'm done. I'm not naturally the type to collide and to get into confrontations. It's just not who I am normally. But I've been learning, especially through some of my mentors, that I have to. You have to make a decision to do it. And so I sent off an email that basically said, I'm not happy. I am not happy. This has been going on for a long time. I have no information whatsoever. And, you know, I take that back. Rewind a little bit. Monday, which was Veterans Day, totally understandable if I didn't get a response on Monday. I sent a text to the person. It's actually a group of people, but I sent a text to the person. And I said, hey, I basically said, hey, I'm not happy. Can we schedule a call? I'm good between Tuesday to Thursday. I did not receive anything until Thursday. Any response whatsoever until Thursday. And this is someone who I consider a friend. Someone who they consider me a friend. I've been to their house. I've been to their I've spent time with their family and everything like that. And I didn't hear anything till Thursday. So Monday to Thursday. And then I got a call back. Not a call back. I apologize. A text back. I got a text back on Thursday that said, I'll give you a call on Friday morning. Friday morning never came around. No call came. Friday morning obviously came around because I'm here with you right now, but the call did not come. And so that's when all hell broke loose. I was just like, I'm not happy. I sent it to all these people who were on copy, probably more people than need to be, and it just went all over the place. Well, the cool thing is I'm getting attention. I have a call scheduled tomorrow, and it is something where they are wanting to keep me as a client. They're wanting to keep me happy, especially since 5 out of the 7 properties are their properties, or they're ones that they're managing as property managers. So that you imagine they get 80 times 5. You know, that's not that bad, right? It's not that bad as far as a payday for them every month. Generally, they don't have to do anything for the most part. Sorry, I'm just getting over a cold. So I sent that email. It was hard. It was so hard to send that email. And I got a lot of different people saying, hey, we can solve this. I got a couple calls. I got a couple of all of these different things. But I actually ended up ignoring the calls and ignoring the emails where they said, hey, we can resolve this quickly, and so on and so forth. Because I wasn't getting a straight answer, and I said, no, I want everyone to be here so I understand what's going on. I just need information, good or bad. If I'm screwed, if these are not rentable, if these are whatever, I have no problem. I'm telling you right now that I literally have no problem. That's my fault. That's totally my fault. But I just need information. That's it. I just need information. But they were clamoring. They were just in a panic, which is great. But it was interesting to see how when you stir the pot, when you confront people, when you take the opportunity to collide with somebody, to collide with people, you get a response that is favorable as long as you are maintaining your cool and everything like that. And so I have a call with everybody to get all of the information that I want. Tomorrow, I'll update you as to how that goes, but I would not have had that if I did not collide. It would have been another month and another month, especially with the properties that I have, which are in the Midwest or East Coast, where it's freezing cold and it's hard to rent. I'm guessing it would be another 5 months of no vacancy, basically of having properties that had no tenants in it. And so, why am I talking about this? Why is this important? Because there's things right now that you have where you need to confront somebody. You need to collide with somebody, and you need to get something done. I know that I'm going to get my answers tomorrow. I know that I have the leverage. You can't, if you're a property manager and you haven't had anybody in the property for 8 months, there's something wrong, right? You have no leverage. If it was 2 months, if it was 1 month or 3 months, it's just normal. Sometimes that happens, whatever. No. If you have nobody in there, you're screwed. Like that is horrible, right? So all that being said, the fact is that you probably have somebody or something, or there is something going on in your life right now where you need to collide. You need to collide with someone right now. In order to get something resolved, you need to collide with someone. Who is that person? What is that thing that you need to collide with? The moment that you do that, the moment that you take the opportunity to stir the pot, yes, it's hard. But it's going to be a lot harder if you let it go and let it go and let it go, and you lose a lot of money, or you lose trust with your wife, or you lose trust with your husband, or you lose whatever over the long term because you didn't have the courage to stir the pot now. All of this colliding that I'm doing right now came from listening to my wife. My wife didn't have a good feeling, and I received what she said, and I said, you know what, I think you're right. She's right 95% of the time, and I just went for it. What is something right now that if you collide, at least you'll get a couple of doors that could potentially open. At least you'll get some information. At least you'll get an idea of what to do next. Because if you do that, and you have the courage to collide with that person or that thing or with that organization, more often than not, you're going to see that because you did that, some pretty amazing opportunities are going to come up. For me, I know that from this, at least the minimum, I'll know when these properties are going to be rented. And if they're not, guess what? I'm going with someone else. Give me an opportunity to go find another property manager. Yes, I signed an agreement that I'd be with you for X amount of years. Write something that gets me out of this agreement because you have not performed. Or pay for the mortgage. Or something else because you have not been performing. If you really are that great, show me. Show me that this was a fluke. Show me that this was not normal. It gives me a lot of opportunity rather than sit by and just let my money go and dissolve into the wind. So who is that person that's taking your money or holding you hostage or making you stressed? Who's that person that your wife especially if you're a guy, your wife just does not have a good feeling about. I can tell you from a male perspective, your wife is probably right. 95% of the time, women's intuition is powerful. Who's that person? I want you to at least think about colliding with that person. If you can, if you're amazing, if you are somebody who's an action taker, collide with that person this week. It's a holiday week, I know, but collide with them now. And I promise you that you're going to get so many options that open up, that give you the opportunity to grow in ways that you could have never imagined. And to prosper and to profit in ways that you could not have done otherwise if you just stood where you are at right now. That's it. Like, you honestly would not have those opportunities. All right, so this is Dean Soto, freedomin5minutes.com. Go to Freedom in 5 Minutes. If you go to freedomin5minutes.com, you will get, if you sign up for our community, you will get 7 secret episodes, totally raw, no introductions. That's how raw they are, that I've never released to the public, that are filled with amazing, awesome content that you can get nobody else. You can get nowhere else. It is nighttime. I'm tired, if you can't tell. freedomin5minutes.com. And I will see you in the next episode.